Well, good morning to you. How you
Good
doing?
morning, everyone.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I am a little bit tired
Why are
because
you tired so early in the morning?
it's in the morning. I wanted to sleep longer.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
So, as you can see, today we are discussing why is my child failing maths?
yeah,
hmm So
yeah.
we just want to talk about reasons why maths is such a struggle to children and adults, by the way, not
Mm-hmm.
just children.
Yeah,
So we're just gonna speak about those things, and if you're interested, well, you're at the right place. Stick around, and you will get to hear the reasons why people fail maths.
yeah. And also, if you also struggled with it, you can also comment below and tell us what exactly caused the struggle.
Oh, yes, we love comments, and remember, this is live, so
Yeah,
you can talk to us. We can interact in real time.
yeah, definitely.
Unless if you're catching the recording of this, but you can still
You
comment
can still
and
comment.
we'll
Yeah,
reply.
definitely.
Okay, so we'll just talk about the top reasons, not every reasons, but
Yeah,
the top one.
yeah.
Okay, so you ready?
Yep, I am.
Let us begin. Where shall we start our discussion?
Hmm.
Let's start it here.
Are the children really failing?
Oh yes, oh yes. So for that, we needed to get some stats.
Do some research.
Oh yeah. So I did a little bit of research just to see what the numbers are saying. Are kids really failing?
Mm,
And there's this thing, I don't know what to call it, study
yeah.
that the government does together with other countries. Can you just read that a little bit for us?
All right. So the Department of Basic Education presented the latest findings of the trends in international mathematics and science study in 2019.
Okay, so pay attention.
All right. So of the 64 countries who participated in the grade four, I'm just going to call it TIMS, 63% of learners had not acquired basic mathematical knowledge.
Okay, so let me just explain what's happening here.
Uh-huh.
So there's this thing called
TIMS.
TIMS, Trends in International Mathematics and Science Study.
Yeah.
So 64 countries, they come together,
Mm-hmm.
they take their grade 4 learners,
Yeah.
they give them the same test,
Mm-hmm.
the same standardized test.
Mm-hmm.
And South Africa is always scoring in the top three lowest countries all the time,
Yeah, unfortunately.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so what's happening? 63% of those learners fail that test
Mm,
in grade 4.
mm,
And it's the basics really.
yeah.
It's really the basics. So obviously, are the children really failing? What are the numbers saying?
Yeah. Let us see.
Yep, the children are really failing, and it's not just statistics, but we see it
We do.
every day.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about this.
Every year when the marks come out,
Even at
well, in
matric.
most cases, it's matric that is on the spotlight, but
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't start, the problems don't start in matric, they start way below. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I wanted to bring in a statistics for grade 4. We've covered metrics
Mm-hmm.
in previous discussions.
Yeah.
So just for diversity, I wanted to see what's happening at the beginning,
Yeah.
at the lowest.
Yeah.
So they're still failing in the beginning as well. Okay, so what are the children saying? Let's just find out. What are they saying? Can you read that?
Okay, so one of the most common complaints among children who dislike math say that it's too difficult or that they are not smart enough. Sadly, this belief is one that can severely impact any child's success in mathematics.
So this is problem number one over
Yeah,
here. Why children are failing mathematics.
yeah,
It all comes down to their mentality. It all
mm-hmm,
comes down to their beliefs.
yeah,
And once they believe that maths is hard or that they're not smart enough, I think the smart enough one is
yeah,
probably
smart
the
enough.
the
Right.
biggest one. When children believe that they're not smart enough, then
They stop trying.
they stop trying and just give up. And
Yeah.
you know what? Just from that belief alone, it takes them out.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, also, I remember when I was in high school, I was good, right, at maths, but this guy ahead of me kept saying, "Yeah, the grade 8 maths is easy. When you'll see how difficult it is in grade 9." So you already go in being scared, already thinking, "Ah, this is difficult," unless you try, of course, and also the amount of rather the people that you hang around with. If they have that positive attitude, you also adopt that. So the belief comes from who are you hanging around with. If everybody's saying maths is difficult, you'll start believing it. So yeah, be careful of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you read that one?
So believe it or not, kids who have trouble understanding math are often putting in a great deal of effort mentally and physically.
So most of the time, the kids they really try, Shem.
Yeah.
They do, they do.
Yeah.
It's just that when they try, they really find it difficult. But it's not for a lack of trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes it's really hard because they are trying. It's not just mentality, but they are trying. They put in an effort, and it just doesn't
It doesn't work.
yield results. They keep getting the wrong answers, or they
Yeah.
just keep getting confused. They don't understand what's going on here. And it all goes back to the basics.
Yeah.
If they miss the basics, well, that's it.
It's tough.
That's tough. Okay, so, but I want us to discuss one of the reasons why maths is so hard.
Okay.
Read that.
Yeah, so math can be hard because it is a cumulative subject. It builds upon itself year after year. You can't be left behind, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is reason number two, really, why many fail, because it's a cumulative subject, meaning that if you miss the basics, it's gonna be a challenge catching
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Read that.
Okay, so learning and understanding the basics is a must. Okay, if a child falls behind in one area due to a lack of understanding, moving on to more advanced topics will remain a challenge. That is
Absolutely.
true.
Absolutely. I mean, if you can't solve for X, if you haven't learned how to solve for X,
Yeah,
how
with a
are you?
basic
Yes.
equation.
Yeah, let's call that basic. Solving X is a basic. Now, if they say solve X and Y,
Yeah,
that's gonna be a challenge. If you haven't learned how to solve X, you're not gonna be able to solve X and Y.
yeah, the same with fractions. If you don't know how to add, subtract, multiply, divide fractions, now when they start introducing variables like x, y, or even now trigonometric expressions, it's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be tough, really.
So we've tutored a lot of metrics, and a lot of them still struggle with
With
fractions.
fractions.
Like you were supposed to learn this in grade 4 in
Yeah.
primary,
Yeah,
but they miss those basics,
they miss them
and
because
then
yeah, some of them you'd find that they're so used to using a calculator that now when you have variables, it's like, what is going on? So they forget the basic rules.
you
So
know
yeah.
this reminds me of the NBT test, National Benchmark
Benchmark.
Test. So normally it's used by universities
Yeah,
on metrics who want to go to university,
yeah,
just to assess them. And in that test, calculators are not allowed.
yeah,
So what the universities have found is that, even kids from private schools, they
they
struggle,
struggle.
particularly with the fractions like we've spoken, things like long division,
Yeah, or even word sums.
yeah, word sums, multiplication, because they're used to calculators.
Yeah,
So if you tell them to do it from first principle, which
they
is something they
struggle.
learned in primary,
Yes.
takes them out.
Yeah.
Takes them out. So even with those, they find the stats are pretty much the same. 60% failed at NPT because of those reasons of basics. Okay. Now, is there a maths learning disability? Let us find out.
Yeah.
Now, by disability, I mean something in the mind or whatever
Yeah.
is handicap that makes a person not understand maths at all. So
Yeah.
read that.
So there's this thing called dyscalculia. All right. So researchers aren't entirely sure what causes it, but suspect it's linked to the brain structure and function.
Oh yeah. So this is the thing, guys. I didn't know this until somebody mentioned it.
Yeah, yeah. We're normally used to dyslexia,
Yeah.
so this one is also new for me. And like we're saying here, researchers really are not sure. Like, how can you determine if someone has that issue?
Okay, let's see what are the symptoms. Okay, so read
So children with dyscalculia, they often struggle with working memory. Okay, they have trouble remembering math facts. They may understand the logic behind the math facts, but not how to or when to apply their knowledge or to solve problems. They may not understand quantities or concepts like biggest versus smallest, or the difference between the word five and the numeral five.
yeah, so these are the very basics. They struggle with the very, very basics.
Yeah,
So to them, they just get frustrated when they see numbers. They get stressed. I mean, it's a real challenge to them.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of people go through this. It just never had a name before. Now it has a name, and
yeah,
but this people who suffer from this are very small. I'd probably say less than 2%. One of the researchers actually said that.
okay,
Yeah, so all those 63% of kids that are failing in grade 4, it's not because of dyscalculia though.
yeah,
It's just the other
many other
reasons.
facts.
We're just saying that there
It could
is,
be.
yeah, some of them really have this disability,
Yeah,
and it's a disability. They just can't do it.
yeah. But I'm wondering though, as a parent, how would you know? Like, do you have to do continuous checks on your child? Because what if you have one of the symptoms, or maybe most of them, but that was for a season?
Okay, so a disability doesn't mean that you can't do it.
Okay.
It just means that there's a certain way you have to be taught, which is special to you.
Okay.
Remember, even with Olympics, there's what do they call it? The Olympics for disabled people.
Paralympics.
Paralympics. They always happen after the Olympics. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean that Paralympics can't run. Yes, they can.
Paralympians.
Paralympians. Yes, they can run normally like other people, but they put things.
Yeah.
They do things in a special way.
Yeah.
And so it is with mathematics.
Okay.
That even with this kind of discussion, it does not discussion, disability.
Yeah.
It just means they have to be taught in a different,
special,
yeah,
in a special way.
But yeah, they can still pass maths. They still do.
Okay.
It's just that they need to be special.
Okay.
Okay, I think let's take an ad break right there.
Alrighty.
For 20 seconds, and let's come back after that.
All right. See you later.
See you later.
You might have more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. But I will not be outworked. Period.
And we are back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you liked that little advert.
Yes,
Oh,
welcome
yeah.
back, everyone.
Okay, so let's continue from where we left off.
Okay.
Now, let's find out what is the government actually saying.
Should be interesting.
Yeah. Just read.
All right, so the department said that the bad results can be partly explained by the unequal status of students and their differing backgrounds. Some homes are still not conducive to learning activities.
Okay, so what this is saying, when we are saying the department, we mean the Department of Basic Education.
Yes.
And the bad results they're talking about, well, it's the kids failing from grade 8,
Yeah.
all of that. And they are saying, according to their assessment, there's a correlation between poor communities, poor homes, and the bad results.
Yeah.
Okay, so just read this one.
Okay, so learners from homes lacking the basic amenities such as running water or tap water and flush toilets have the lowest educational outcomes.
Yeah, so you see that they correlate those two. If you
Yeah.
don't have a flushing toilet at home, you're probably gonna fail mathematics.
I don't know
It
though.
seems ridiculous, but hey, that's what the government's saying. It's not me.
I don't know though. I mean, most of our parents, maybe not the kids' parents now, but our parents, back in the apartheid days, I mean, they didn't have flushing toilets. They had to fetch water from the rivers and so forth, and they managed to pass. So I don't know, hey?
Well, maybe those are isolated cases, but the majority of them,
Yeah.
it seems they fail because there's no running water at home.
I
How
don't
are
know,
you
'cause
gonna pass math if there's no running water at home?
yeah, because I remember my mom telling me when she was studying, they had a group together, like the smartest kids, and they would stay behind after school. They would practice problems. They would ask their teacher to assist. So I don't know if this is really a good reason, but
Yeah.
this is what the government is saying.
This is what the government say. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If we were to make it a good reason, just one reason, what would you say?
Okay, I would go with the homes not being conducive to study because right now after school you have to go home. If you have duties like you need to wash dishes, wash clothes for the next day, look after your siblings, cook, then when do you get the time to study? And maybe if there's no electricity, you know when it's dark, you can't really study. Yes, there are candles, but it's just not a conducive environment. I get that. That part,
There's activities. If there's no running water, you have to go to the river.
Yes, I
That's
get
time
it.
spent away from studies.
yeah.
If there's no flushing toilets, you have to go to the bush.
Okay, but still, that one.
Yeah. No. It all comes down to the
Time, yeah.
to the timing. Yep. Okay. Let's see what's next. What else did the Department of Education say?
So they're saying one of the key factors limiting the quality of mathematics education is the poor quality of our teachers, especially numeracy and mathematics teaching at lower grade levels.
Can you put this in better words? What are you
Well,
understanding?
basically, the teachers are not well equipped to teach. Yeah. Okay. So can I
Yeah,
read?
read it.
All right. So various indicators on school performance and teaching reveal poor mathematics teaching is in the majority of public schools.
So what that is saying is that public schools have bad teachers, particularly public schools. As bad teachers there, they're not competent. And you know what? I've heard this a lot of times where they just take I don't know, a high school learner and make them a teacher. It's happened before in many schools because there are
They
no
can't
maths
do it.
teachers. Yeah. And most of the time you'd find that the maths teachers and science, they have to get them from other countries.
Yeah, that one I've heard as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it depends because I also went to a public school, but yeah, maybe
It's a good public
it was
school.
a good public school. But I listened to when Obama was still a president and he was giving his is the State of the Nation address.
Yeah.
And he was saying that they, or in America, they're planning to actually give teachers a raise or make teaching attractive, okay,
Yeah.
so that the kids can learn better because they understood the value of education. I mean, take Singapore for example. Singapore was like down in the pits, but they improved their education system, and now look at it today. So I think
What
with
do you see
us,
today with Singapore?
oh, it's like one of the top countries in the
It's
world.
number one when it comes to
Yes.
maths and science. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Actually, I think most in every sector, they are really, I mean, they're good in engineering as well. They are good in general. So just browse, go through Google, just research about Singapore, you'll be impressed. But they first started with improving their education. And I don't think in South Africa we've gotten to a point where it is prioritized. That's why people who can actually do math, physics, or whatever, they don't want to be teachers. They want to get into other professions where they know they'll be better paid. So, yeah.
Okay, so I'll just read this.
Okay. So there are many learners in top performing schools who still have difficulty with basic algebra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this problem is not just in public schools, even in private schools here in South Africa, they still struggle. Remember that grade four yeah, assessment that's done in all the countries, they also include private schools.
Yeah.
So it's not just in the public schools. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're saying even teachers in private schools are not good?
Well, it goes to the point of teachers, yeah,
Yeah.
that it's not just teachers in public schools, but
Yeah.
even private schools, some of them really struggle with good teachers that learners can understand the work.
And I mean, they're getting really well paid. So I don't know,
It's
guys.
not always about the money,
Yeah, I guess it
the
isn't
teacher
always.
incompetence as well. So
Yeah.
normally, in private schools, because there's so less teachers in maths and science, what they do, they get maybe people like us, civil
Professionals.
engineers who
Yeah.
did PGCE, postgraduate,
Certificate in education.
yeah, to come and do the maths because those are the people who were initially good in mathematics,
Yeah.
but now are transitioning into the education space.
Okay.
So at least, and they only go to private schools because of the money. The money is better there.
Yeah,
It's
but I mean,
different.
if still the students are failing,
Wow, not as much. Remember,
not as much.
97% of all distinctions in the
Come
country come from the private
private
schools.
schools. Yeah.
But just in case you're impressed by that, that's actually 2% of,
All the learners that write
yes.
exams.
So of 100 learners that write exams, including private schools, only 2% get distinctions. So they're
Yeah, no,
not
that's a
even doing
problem.
that well in private schools either.
Yeah. There's
It's just
yeah.
that they do better than public schools.
Yeah, it's a
But the
problem.
struggle is real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now let's just talk about what are these education policies that the government is in charge of setting up. Just read that.
Okay, so curriculum designers must recognize that some topics are more difficult to learn than others and thus need more time and continual attention across the year.
So the policy makers and the curriculum designers, what they do is that they give even the difficult topics, they give them the same time or even less than the easy ones.
Yeah, because they've run out of time.
Yeah. So they should really assess which topic is harder than which one
Yeah,
and give that one more time because some topics they really need more
extra.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also some of the things they put in there, you'll find that they're putting a lot of things or they're putting a lot of useless things. You know,
Useless.
I was just talking to my other friends the other day
Okay.
in education. especially in, I think it's life science. And I was asking her, do you guys still teach about what's that animal? Grasshopper? The grasshopper parts. Like this is a grasshopper head has a certain name. She said yes. I'm like, why are
How
you
is that
still?
useless though?
What's the use of learning about the grasshopper parts?
Well, if you're going to be someone who goes into that field, it's applicable.
What field is that? I don't even know a field
Well,
that
the
deals.
study of insects or whatever. I mean, listen, everything
How
is
many
connected.
people? How
No, no,
many
no, no.
people study that?
Everything is connected. If there's a shortage of bees, it's going to ultimately affect us in the long run. So if you can have like an infestation of, like, there needs to be a balance. So somebody needs to study those things, study those trends, just so that if there's an imbalance, they do something, you know.
Well,
So it's not useless.
I still feel like they should be teaching kids coding and
Yes,
things
but
that are
but
relevant
it's
for
up
this.
to the learners. I mean, biology is not compulsory. You can choose to take it or not, depending on what field
Okay,
you
okay,
want
let's
to
go
go.
back to the maths. What topic would you think is useless in maths?
All of them are applicable,
Yeah. So none of them
literally.
are useless.
None of them are useless, but what I realized with the matric learners that we've tutored, some schools, I'll say particularly boys' high and girls' high, they focus from the beginning on the tough subjects, tough topics rather. So for maths, they will start with Euclidean geometry, then trigonometry, then calculus, and then they'll do the number patterns later on and logs later on. So they start with the more important, the most difficult ones.
So it comes back to the curriculum designers. Why are they putting the tough subjects at the end and giving them small time?
Yeah.
And giving the easy ones, the easy subjects, they put them in the beginning and give them more time. It's just
I actually think
why?
those who set the curriculum, they do know that Euclidean geometry, for example, would take a long time. So they do assign time. But in the class, if the educator starts with what is it, number patterns for one, and if the kids are struggling and they will take long to explain something that could have taken maybe 3 days would take maybe 2 weeks. Okay, because they think that they have time until they reach the end and they're like, yo, guys, we're running out of time. Let's just rush through it.
So it comes back to the teacher again.
Yes, the teacher must be
Wow.
assertive. And also, as a teacher, you are likely to enjoy teaching something that's easy.
Yeah.
So then it goes back, yeah, to the teacher.
Okay, just read that
Okay.
one point.
So there is research to suggest that grade 9 learners in private schools are about 4 years ahead of their counterparts in schools located in lower income urban and rural areas.
So what I know about IEB, the independent private schools, is that they normally plan their curriculum designers. They plan to be a year ahead from the government one, so that by the time they get to matric, they're done with the entire syllabus. In matric, they're just revising and doing tests and stuff to
Yeah.
prepare. So in grade 9, in IB, that's like grade 10 stuff.
Yeah.
They're doing grade 10 stuff already. So they're a year ahead. But according to the research that has been done, it seems that even though they plan to be a year ahead, they're actually 4 years ahead. Because these ones from the poor rural areas, they're still struggling with grade 4 stuff. Like,
Yeah,
they're
that is
still
sad.
struggling with basics.
Yeah, that is sad.
Is really tough. It's really tough. Okay, I think let's take a short break
Okay.
just to pay the bills, and then we'll come back.
Alrighty. Later.
Cool.
more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. But I will not be outworked. Period.
Welcome back. We're back.
Oh,
Let's
yes.
just continue where we left off.
Okay.
Let's see the next point. We should be wrapping up. Oh, it's a
It's
summary.
a summary.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so a summary is talking about the reasons why,
Children fail.
yeah. It's a summary of everything we've discussed.
Oh, yeah.
So the first thing we said is that they fail because,
Okay, of their mindset. Okay, so they believe that maths is hard and they are not smart enough.
and so they fail because of the mindset.
Yeah.
That's reason number one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check out number two. What did we say about number two?
Well, we did state that maths is a cumulative subject, so falling behind makes moving forward hard.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they fail because
They're left behind.
they're left behind. Yeah, they've missed the basics.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know the government actually promotes them
Of course.
just because they fail math. So I was talking to a friend who said he just recently went to a public school and he asked the headmaster about how are the kids doing with mathematics. He said they have like 230 learners doing maths in grade 8. And on their tests, he asked them, okay, how did they do on their last tests,
Yeah.
exam rather? He said over 200 of them failed.
Yeah, that's like more than 90%.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
this when asked why are they failing so much, he gave different reasons, but one of them was that remember grade 8, they're just coming from primary, so
Yeah,
they
from
just
different
entered.
schools. Yeah.
Yeah, so they find that they are lacking the basics.
Yeah.
They fell behind in
Yeah.
primary school.
Yeah.
So even though all 200 of them failed maths even in grade 8, they'll promote them to go to grade 9
Yep.
having failed maths,
Yeah.
because the government again does say that if a child has basically passed all their subjects and they fail by at least 25%,
Then they should be
they
let
should
through.
promote them. Yeah. However, the pass mark is still 30%.
30%. Yeah.
It's just a disclaimer there.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's it. So that's reason number 2
Yeah.
that they fail is because they fall behind.
Yeah, and you know what? Life definitely catches up with you. I remember with me, with physics, I particularly struggled with current electricity. I would get it, but sometimes it was just difficult. Then I got to matric, I studied it to pass, and then I passed. And I thought, oh, I'm done. I'm going to be studying civil engineering, not electrical. But guess what? I met electrical, the subject. It was just electrical circuits, the whole module. I was like, oh my goodness. So whatever you run away from, it will always catch up with you. So just do it well so that you
Yeah.
can move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reason number 3 that we discussed.
So the learning disability we discussed called dyscalculia.
Yeah, so reason number 3 children fail is because they just might have a learning disability,
Yeah.
such as dyscalculia, but I'll put dyslexia in there and other disabilities as well that affects just their entire education
Learning
process. Good English there. Stuck. Okay, so that was reason number 3. Yes, it's reason number 4 that we discussed why children fail.
So it is the learner's background. Yeah, so whether you're coming from a poor community or township or whatever, as opposed to being in a urban residential area or something.
Yeah, so there's a huge correlation between poverty and passing maths.
Yeah.
That's why the kids going to private schools, they're considered to be the rich community. So that's why 97% of distinctions come
Come
from
from
the
there.
rich community. That 2% of distinctions in metric.
Yeah,
So that correlation is real.
it is. Yeah.
So that's reason number 4 why kids fails, because of their background. If they're
Yeah.
coming from poverty, probably can't even afford a calculator, and you need a calculator. It's one of
Yeah.
the stumbling blocks.
Yeah.
Can't afford a pen or pencil,
Yeah.
and you need those things.
Yeah. But I think that can be what's the word? It can be combated. Yeah, you combat it by studying in a group, guys. You know that the power of more than one person doing something, it really helps. So if you're going to be isolated and doing your own thing, of course you're going to fail. But if you have the power of numbers, and when you come together and you're like, guys, let's just do this and help one another, I think we can actually overcome.
They can, and that advice, by the way, it's not just for the poor ones.
Yeah, it goes
Everybody.
across. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was reason number 4, learner background. Reason number 5, said,
The teacher's incompetence.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
so teachers are just not competent.
Yeah, I mean, people who end up being teachers, most, not all, but some, let me say some, it's because they had nothing else to do. Like, they just did teaching because the government offers bursaries for them. I remember when a good physics teacher of ours left, then another lady came and she was like, I'm only doing teaching because my boyfriend did na 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 na, and this was all I could do. And we're like, really? And you're telling us this? We're in matric. And you could see she didn't really fully understand what she was teaching because her heart was not really in it.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. You know what I want to add there with teacher incompetencies? Yeah. Sometimes you have a good teacher, like you had, but then the problem is that the kids are not given individual attention. The teacher is
Yes.
focusing on the group as a whole.
Yes.
So when, as a learner, a student, you don't understand something, it's really tough to stop the teacher and to
Exactly.
explain to you what your particular problem is, unless
Yeah.
it's the entire class that has the problem.
Yeah. But
You're not
someone
gonna
has to
get-
speak up first, and the smartest one would be asking questions. The teacher would be having a dialogue with the smart one, and then ask, "Are you guys fine?" And we're like, "Mm-hmm," but no.
When you know you're not.
So yeah, that
Actually,
is true.
that's why tutors exist,
Yeah,
to close
to
that gap.
bridge. Yeah,
Yeah, because the teachers, even though they might want to give individual attention, they just can't.
there's no
There's-
time.
classes
Not
are
feasible.
big. Yeah,
Yeah,
class is big.
yeah.
Okay, so that's reason number
5.
5. And then the last reason why children fail mathematics.
It's because of poor curriculum policies.
Wow, repeat that word, curriculum. What did you?
Curriculum.
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 It's curriculum.
Curriculum.
My goodness. As the English sometimes is how bad. But anyway, like we're saying, the policies, we've discussed this previously. That's these policies such as it's the actual topic,
Yeah. Prioritizing,
priorities,
basically.
yeah.
It goes back to prioritizing with the time given.
And also, I just don't know how we compare to those other countries or 64 in terms of the actual content
Yeah,
of the curriculum.
yeah.
If we
I
doing
don't
so
know.
bad, it means that even the stuff that we are being taught, that is being taught at schools, is not up there with the big dogs. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it is. I mean, look at what we're being taught, And if you look at what's being presented in America, whatever, we still compare.
But what if I told you that, like Singapore, in the mathematics, they're also teaching them coding stuff?
But is it part of maths or is it just something? It's
No,
another
it's part of
subject.
maths. It's part of maths. It's just like having
Oh,
statistics in maths. It's the last chapter.
that do not pay attention
You
to.
don't pay attention to it. So sometimes the stuff that is
That
being
we're taught.
taught, that is in the curriculum, is just not good enough.
Yeah. I think it also it again goes back to time. Look at now with COVID, how many holidays have the students had?
In
They've missed
fact,
out on a lot
they've
of
had. In
time.
fact, they've taken out
Yeah,
some
certain,
topics
yes,
because
yes,
of that. And taking out certain topics means the kids will not be competent in them when
yeah,
they move forward.
yeah.
Because they took out stats
No, it's
this
there.
year
They took out just the counting principle
of
instead.
stats, the counting principle,
Actually, probability. Yeah,
probability.
yeah.
They took out probability
No. They took out the counting principles in probability.
in probability. So now imagine they go to varsity and they get that stuff. They haven't learned the basics of it.
They'll catch up.
Well, it goes back to point number
Two.
2, that is cumulative. So
Cumulative.
they will struggle
Even there.
even there because they haven't learned the basics here.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, even if you're gonna compare Singapore, if you're saying they're doing coding, they did it because they have the basics that they understand the basics, so you can take it to another level. Imagine if we introduced coding now in maths
Yeah,
with the
but
current.
that's exactly what I'm saying. Poor curriculum policies.
Yeah,
Reason number 6 why children are failing.
yes. But what then should they do to better it?
To better what?
The curriculum. I get we said they must prioritize.
Yeah,
But if you want to get to a Singapore level,
level. Okay. So today we're just talking about the problems. We're
yes,
not talking exact. We haven't spoken about any
solutions.
solution.
Okay.
But the next slide, I have it for a solution. Let's check it out. It's a thank you slide. But we really want to bridge the gap
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are here to assist in bridging the gap.
as tutors. And the tutors is me and her. Currently, we don't have anyone else. So you get us,
Yeah.
okay, as the tutors. We're both civil engineers. In fact, the previous discussion that we made was just showing our results to show our credibility that
We are
we've been
competent.
through this, we're competent, we got the high marks, we've even done certificates in teaching, and we're really credible. Just check out our website. You get the information there.
Oh yeah.
But on the website, what's really important is booking a free consultation with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd really
It's
like
free, guys.
it's free. We'd really like to consult with you and your child and just to see how we can try bridge the gap.
Oh yes.
Okay, so visit our website and book the free consultation, or
Call us, WhatsApp us.
we prefer WhatsApp, not calls.
Yeah, these days calling is not a big thing.
Yeah, WhatsApp. But you can also call on this number, but WhatsApp is the better one.
Better, effective one.
In fact, if you go to our website, on our website, there's that little button that always follows you that says click here to chat.
Yes.
If you click it, it sends you straight to this WhatsApp number.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and we'll get in contact with you.
Okay.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
so
you for tuning
our
in.
final words. Let's encourage them. We've spoken about so many problems.
Yeah, we don't want to
Just
leave you
stay,
discouraged.
Yeah, a word of
And depressed.
encouragement. Absolutely. We don't want to leave it on a bad note.
Yeah, okay, guys. So you might have been left behind. You might be one of those students who, I mean, all the problems you've listed, you check. Don't leave it at that. Like we said, we are here to assist you. We're here to make sure that you actually catch up and that you end up getting good grades. So do contact us. And in a situation where you can't, or something somewhere is lacking, please find study groups. There are always those kids that are smarter than you. Just link yourself with them and suck from them.
from them. And if you are a parent and you're watching this and you're saying, "Oh my goodness, my child, I can see this, I can see that." We're here for you too.
Yeah.
Actually, you are our real target, our real client, because we've found that most of our clients are parents.
Yes.
And the kids, they really don't care about the studies that much. It's the
Yeah.
parents that are really like
Okay, more.
worried more than the kids.
Yes.
Yes, the kid is the one failing, but the parent is the one feeling the pain. So if you're a parent and you're watching this and you are saying to yourself, I relate to some of these problems,
Yeah.
well, we would like to help.
Yes.
We are here for people such as you.
Yes.
Okay.
Do contact us.
Do contact us,
Visit our website.
visit our website, and we'll be there for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
that's it from us.
Thank you.
You enjoy the rest of your day,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next time.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.